Hello. It's been a cool start to summer, but this week the temperatures are rising, the humidity is building, and that, at this time of year in particular, is a recipe for thundery showers. So we are going to see some storms developing, particularly at the back end of this week. Let's go through the bigger picture first of all, because we've got one low pressure crossing us during Monday, bringing cloud and rain across northern Britain. It looks like this one's going to follow suit, but as it approaches, it kind of stalls, and the weather fronts never really get in. It kind of just mills around out to the west as the wind direction switches from a westerly to a southerly. What's going on high in the sky gives us a clue as to why we see that low pressure stalling. The jet stream is pushing this low down and across the UK. But as we go through the week, what happens is the jet stream gets more amplified, more pushed to the north, and this arm of it keeping this low pressure milling around out here, trapped in this little trough. What does that mean? Well, for the air to be coming up from the south. And here we've got some very warm air, hot air across Spain and Portugal at the moment, already sparking some thunderstorms. And as the air wafts its way up from the south, well, we will tap into that warmth and that humidity. And these weather fronts will provide that moisture, that spark, to create some thunderstorms. As always, though, the devil will be in the detail. So let's rewind the clock and go through the week day by day. We start with this weather system clearing away, still in the cool air. And that weather front is a cold front providing cloud and some drizzly conditions across England and Wales first thing. It should tend to pull away, but parts of southern England, South Wales may well stay fairly gloomy. Hopeful the Midlands and North Wales will brighten up, and certainly further north, Northern England, Scotland, Northern Ireland, a much brighter day on Tuesday compared to Monday. Not completely dry, still a few showers drifting in, particularly over the Northern Isles and the northeastern corner of the mainland of Scotland. But as I say, for many across the north, a much brighter day with some decent spells of sunshine. Still in the relatively cool air though, so temperatures will be close to average despite some good spells of sunshine. We might sneak up to 22 or 23 if it does brighten up in the London area. And there is a bit of a question mark about how quickly we see any breaks in the cloud after a dull and a damp start. But we are more likely to see more widespread sunshine as high pressure builds in for Wednesday. Those weather fronts being kept at bay, allowing the warmer air to waft northwards. So Wednesday we'll start to see those temperatures ticking up more widely, certainly over England and Wales. And under the influence of high pressure, the air generally sinking. So a lot of fine weather. There will be some mist and fog around though, as we see the air getting juicier, the humidity increasing, foggy conditions possible around the coast of southern England at times, and may in fact linger for a good part of the day. A bit more cloud always across western Scotland, Northern Ireland, small chance of the odd spot of rain. But for most places, Wednesday looks dry. Plenty of sunshine. The winds will be a key factor in determining the temperature. We've got an onshore breeze that'll keep the temperatures down a little, but inland over parts of England, East Wales, temperatures really starting to jump up. That warm air moving in, and 25, 26, maybe 27 in and around northwest England likely to be the top temperature. Not quite that warm, as I say, where we've got the breeze off the sea and where it is a little bit cloudier further west. And notice not just some cloud down to the southwest, some fairly angry looking showers. And that is the first of our sets of thundery showers heading northwards, likely during Wednesday night as the even warmer air just drifting there across northern France. And this weather front marked on the charts, that's really a band of thundery showers that's likely to spread north. Now, as always, with so much energy in the atmosphere, there's always going to be a bit of uncertainty, a bit of volatility about the exact track of this band of thundery showers, but it is likely to push northwards during Wednesday night and into Thursday. Behind it, probably leaving quite a legacy of cloud, but a good part of the day may well be dry and fine across a good part of England and Wales. And temperatures, well, again, it really will depend on how much cloud we see and the legacy of those that band of heavy showers moving north. But with some sunshine, the warm air still in place, is still really humid. Temperatures likely to get into the mid or even high 20s in places. Now, the days are getting warmer. Not hot, but the nights will also be getting warmer as we see that increased humidity. That is going to be a feature of the weather through the course of this week. So it's going to get trickier for sleeping. There's that low pressure system still sitting out west Thursday night and Friday. We've got high pressure dominating further east. The wind still wafting up from the south, so another pulse of warm air drifts northwards during Friday. Where we've got that weather front lying, likely still to be some showery rain across the west. But, you know, again, it could be further east, it could be further west. Don't take these charts for the end of the week as absolute gospel. There's always more uncertainty when we've got this heat and humidity mixed in. But it looks at the moment as if a good part of central and eastern England will have a fine, warm and humid day on Friday. In fact, hot, because that's likely to be the peak of the temperatures, where some parts of eastern England may well get to 28, maybe 29 degrees Celsius. There's a small chance we may even get to 30 Celsius. Obviously, it'll be cooler where it's cloudier further west. And then down to the southwest, another pulse of thunderstorms likely to spread north during Friday night and into Saturday. If anything, this clutch of storms a little angrier, more lightning, greater risk of hail with these. Again, bit too far off to pinpoint exact details, but this is giving you the flavour that another batch of storms will be heading north as we head into the weekend. So it is definitely a lively week of weather. You'll want to be keeping up to date yourself, and the best way to do that, of course, is to follow us on social media, get our free app, and if you haven't already, subscribe to our YouTube channel.